welcome to today's episode Showcase on Dark Souls 3. Well, why is this weapon at the end? Because it's one of the last weapons you get, if you did everything right. Anyhow, this weapon, it's pretty much the final boss weapon. You know, the one that he alters and changes a lot. We don't get that, we just get a Greatsword. Kind of feel ripped off, to be honest. But yes, the Firelink Greatsword is today's item. The description of this weapon reads, the Lord of Cinder linked the first flame, and this greatsword is wielded by their Deferic manifestation. Okay, got to Google that word. This cold sword, thrust into the bonfire, existed long before the throneless lords themselves. Then who put it there? The dragons? They ruled the world before they came around. Did they throw it in there? Whatever. The skill is Ember. How appropriate. The fading flame momentarily illuminates and launches itself forward. Alright, so we have a skill similar to that, but this one just titled a little differently. Similar to the Prince of Londric Ultra Greatsword move. It also launched flames forward. This one ain't different? Well, I guess we'll have to find out. No, won't we? Now, visually, it's a really hot poker. It's not a sharp blade, it's just a really hot, scalding one. You have some blunt damage, but this is not a sword. No, it is not. Even if you were to put an edge on each of those twists, you would not cut someone very well. But you'd sure burn them, that's for sure. Why is this a weapon again? Anyhow, moving on to the stats for Firelink Greatsword. Physically, well, we got physical damage and we got fire damage, but the fire damage does not scale, and the bonus damage for physical is bleh, not very great. Alright, moving on to trio bonus, we got 2 Ds, one for strength, one for dexterity. Which is fine, but then you get the trio requirements, which throws a bit of a question mark in the air. You need 20 strength, 10 dexterity, 10 intelligence, and 10 faith? Why do you need those two? The fire doesn't even scale. Whatever. Then we have this special move, Ember, which takes 25 FP, which is a bit hefty, but we shall see how it does. And then the weight of the weapon is 9.0. Hefty, but not overly heavy. Alright, moving on. The animation is the Greatsword set, so nothing impressive here, nothing new. A bit disappointing, but whatever. And the power attack, single-handed wise, is the overhead slam, and then, you know, side-swiping. It's typical. For the two-handed light attack, you got the overhead drop and upward lunge. Uppercut lunge. In the two-handed power attack, you got the heavy swipes. So, all the very stereotypical moveset for the Greatsword. And using the weapon left hand offers no new animations or advantages. No real point unless you particularly want to wield in left hand. And here we are, the Ember move. Flames shoot out, right across the ground, and you even crawl up the wall if you do it fast enough. And also, look at this. Nice and fiery, all lit up for us. Alright, pretty neat. It's got its own buff built in. How good is it, I wonder? And the sprint attack's a quick spin around. You know, the stereotypical attack for greatswords. When upgrading the Firelink Greatsword, no surprise, this weapon takes Titanite scale. It is the final boss's weapon, after all. For upgrade, you get pretty damn decent damage. Just unfortunate that fire doesn't really scale. So yes, the bonus is doing decent, though I'm not sure it'll do any better. Like, you know, it's okay now, but we're already up to last upgrade now for it to be okay. So yeah, here at the final upgrade, you got pretty damn good damage, but still, the fire doesn't scale, so it puts a bit of a roof on things. Anyhow, let's see how it does in performance. Now, this one should have at least some pretty decent damage, but any opponent that's resistant against fire on this weapon is not going to do so great. Might falter a little bit. Just a little. Backstab, got 570. Pretty decent. Alright, power attack's 525. Alright. So it did pretty damn good. Then again, I personally use a lot of great swords, so let's try the Ember. So we see the Ember, oh, it hits twice. It definitely hits twice. 3 times if you hit him physically with the actual blade. So let's try the buff. Okay, it's 350. We just do this on a corner. How much damage does it do now? Alright, 420, that's about 70 damage increase. Pretty damn good, actually. It's no different from my Dark Moon, well, Blade buff. So let's try the Ember again. Let's see, I got that. But it's gonna go through a shield though? I don't think it can. Unless the Ember move can. It's a good question. As most other Greatswords don't really get through. Yeah, I'm just bouncing off that. So let's try the Ember move. Alright. It definitely hits twice, but can I get through a shield? Oh. No. No, you can't get there quite fast enough. So it doesn't really go through shields very well. But still, that move is powerful. There we go. Opponent that's resistant to fire. It's still a physical weapon though, so I should be able to kill it with the physical damage alone, but... yeah. Look at that buff on, it's manageable. But there's better weapons, there's certainly worse. They did the job alright. Now against the Black Knight. Let's even give him that fire. Get him a couple times. It's once, here's twice. Very nice. Very good move to actually sneak up on an opponent with. If you don't want to do backstabs, it is. Still much rather prefer backstabs. Speaking of which, I think I'll perform one. Let's see. With the buff on, it's almost 600. That's a lot. So this weapon's still plenty powerful. No matter, let's move on to the pros and cons of the Firelink Greatsword. Now, for pros, it is plenty of damage, which is good damage. It has that fire damage that's also been added. And the special is plenty powerful with a buff. Alright. On the cons, the fire does not scale, and the bonus is a bit mediocre in my opinion. And I'm going to put as a con, it's a bit underwhelming for, you know, like the final boss weapon. You can't expect something tremendous and awesome. But, meh. But oh well. Moving on to the score for the Firelink Greatsword. Damage, I'll give 8 out of 10. It had good damage, but only when that buff was active. Reach, I'll give it 9 out of 10. It's not a full-on projectile, but it certainly has plenty of reach. Animation, I'll give it 5 out of 10. It offered no real animations, and the special is a bit of a carbon copy of a similar move from another boss weapon, but it did put its own little twist on it. Bonus, I'll give the same as well, 5 out of 10. The bonus was okay. It was bleh. It acted as if the fire was scaling. Misk, I'll give it 6 out of 10. It's certainly a good weapon, but for a boss weapon, you'll probably wind up using something else entirely. But still a decent weapon overall. So in total, I give the Firelink Greatsword 33 out of 50. It is still exceptional. It's still a powerful weapon. But it's just a bit of a downer, though. It's not as more powerful. It doesn't really have that final boss status we've been looking for, isn't it? You know what? If this weapon was mediocre with damage and everything else, but still changed forms between a staff, a great spear, a long sword, and a curved sword, I wouldn't care. I would probably give it a perfect score. But unfortunately, we're stuck with just the Greatsword variant. There's still a bit of a downer as well. But oh well. There are certainly other better weapons in the game, as we know now. And that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.